All right, I hope you're feeling very quadratic today because we are actually going to be doing some more quadratics. Who's in here's feeling very quadratic today? 2 people, so awesome. All right, so couple things. This stuff right here, this is actually what we covered when we did linear inequalities. We're going to shade above the graph when the y is being eaten. Okay. Again, I'm telling you all this stuff about the graph, but we're not actually graphing because on the ACT, do you actually have to graph? No. If you were to take an AP math course, do you actually have to graph on an AP math test? No. So, all right. Now, we're going to shade below if the y isn't being eaten. Okay. It's a dotted line if there's not a line up underneath it. And there's a solid line if there is a line up underneath it. Okay. So all those rules are actually things that we have done before. It's just been a good hot couple of months since we've done those. Okay. Now, everything else is actually what we did yesterday. Okay. So, for example 1, all right, first off, is this solid or dotted? Dotted. And it's dotted because there's not a line up underneath it. Okay. Which way are we going to shade it? Up or down? Down. Thank you. Okay. They tell us in teacher things to do some wait time, but all right. So, yeah, it's almost like the notes were like right there. All right. So, what is A for this one? 1. What is B? -2. What is C? -5. And remember, as far as finding like our axis of symmetry and vertex, C is just kind of there. Okay. It's just kind of there. All right. So we plug our B in. So -2. Yeah. So we get 2 over 2, which is 1. All right. And because Mr. Jeffries is weird, I'm going to put 1s in all the places where 1s need to go. All right. Because remember, the axis of symmetry is our x value for our vertex. Your vertex. All right. When we plug in our x value from our axis of symmetry back into our original equation, we get -6. Okay. So that is our y value of our vertex. Okay. Now we got to find the other stuff. Now I told y'all usually the x and y things are charts are horizontal. Yeah. Yeah, probably because I forgot to change those on the original thing. It's okay. 3 and 4. All right. Now, if this is 1a, okay, well, that's 1 times 1, which is 1. What is -6 plus 1? -5. All right. These two are 3a. Well, that's 3 times 1, which is 3. All right. So what's -5 plus 3? -2. Okay. Yes. Yeah. Okay. So, well, yesterday it was vertical, so it's harder for some people to see it because it doesn't match the number line. So that's why here on out, all your points are going to look like this, or your charts. Is that okay? You like that, right? You like your charts horizontal? Yeah. All right. Number two. Giggle, giggle. All right. Number two, is this going to be solid or dotted? Dotted, because there's not a line up underneath it. Which way are we going to shade, up or down? All right. What is A? Is it just one? It's -1. Okay. What is our B? -4. And our C is 1. All right. So we plug stuff in. Plug it in, plug it in. -2. All right. So we get an X value of -2. So this is where Mr. Jeffries goes crazy with all the X values because I put them in exactly where they all need to go. And it happens to be just like everywhere. All right. Now, we need to find the Y value of our axis. -2 squared -4 times -2 plus 1. All right. We plug all this in. We get 5. All right. So if this was a number line, this is -2. This should go -1, 0, then -3, -4. All right. These two are 1a. 1 times -1. -1. All right. So what is 5 plus -1 or 5 minus 1? 4. This is 3a. Believe it or not, this A thing, it kind of acts like slope. Okay, I know some of y'all are like, this is hard to see because you're not graphing it, but then it's one of those things that 6 of one, half dozen of another. If I made you graph it, you complain about graphing it, and then if I didn't make you graph it, you're like, you complain that you don't understand it. So, all right, so net 4 plus -3, which is the same thing as 4 minus 3, which is 1. Okay, so All right. Is everybody good with number 2? Anybody need more time for the 8 people that's taking notes today? All right. Number 3. All right. Number 3, solid or dotted? Solid. Which way are we going to shade, up or down? Up. Whew. All right. What is A? 1. What is B? 0. Remember, B is the number beside X. Oh, remember, it's AX squared plus BX plus C. There's no B right here. All right. Oh no, what happened? Somebody messed up our stuff. They didn't give us all the stuff with the stuff and the things. All right, so if we plug this in, we're going to have negative times 0 over 2 times 1, which all this ends up 0. This should be a number that most of y'all are familiar with, especially in the grade book. Some y'all with another 0 and a 1 in front of it, and some y'all with just by itself. All right, now define the y value for our vertex. Well, 0 squared minus 5, just negative 5. All right, 1a, 1 times 1. All right, negative 5 plus 1 should be negative 4. And negative 4 plus 3 should be negative 1. All right. Bingo, bango, chingo, chango. That's it. Good stuff. All right. For those not in our in-class audience, don't forget, hit like, hit subscribe, hit the bell. Good stuff. Good things. Roll Tide.